Now, on that little blue sheet, I asked you to write a couple things. One was what you really wanted. How many of you feel like you know what you want? Raise your hands. Come on, don't be shy. Okay, so a fair number of people aren't quite sure. Of those of you who know what you want, do you know why you want it? Do you feel like it's within your grasp? Great. Now, for anyone that wrote something down about what's holding them back, did you hear anything from our panelists that kind of mimics something that you may be experiencing yourself? Now, I'd like to know how you feel about that. Does anybody want to share with us? You know, just the experience. No? Yeah, please.
Well, what I want is to work, do my business full time, and it's hard to walk away from my full-time business with a steady income and with great health benefits. And if I stay 2 more years, then I have a pension. So, but I can't stand it. So it's going to be a long 2 years if I stay, and I'm just torn.
Yeah, and it's tricky. It's very tricky because I was probably a year away from my pension in my last job, you know, being vested, I guess I should say. And it's very tricky. While it was good work, I was director of communications and marketing strategy at People's Energy. And it was good work with good people. It just wasn't right for me anymore. And it was very hard to cross through and go to, cross the line every day. And here's the thing, it never feels quite right. It will never be perfect. I'm sure that everyone here can attest to, we want it all lined up and our ducks in a row, but there's always something that will make it not quite perfect. And then you'll think, okay, well, I'll just wait. I'm not advising you to not go after your pension, because I do think there's a way to look at what I call biding your time. And that is to stay actively engaged with as much time as you possibly can in your passion, and know that your current job is a means to being able to accomplish that. So if that 2 years allows you to really build a much larger nest, if that 2 years allows you to really be better prepared for that 6 months to a year with potentially, erratic income, see it as a gift. And see the people around you and pre-pave. We have the power. This is where the power of thought comes in. You can spend your time focused on the things that you don't like and that don't work, or you can use that mind space with what you'd prefer. And so pre-pave your experience. You're walking across the threshold and see yourself actually having a better time before you get there. And just remember that it's a gift for now, to help you be more secure when you do bite the bullet. It's all in your perspective. Please.
I'm on a different, and I've walked away from other jobs many years ago. Now I'm in a job that isn't sustaining me entirely at all, and have a new passion that I just discovered in the past year that I absolutely love.
Hanging right
Sitting
behind
in
her.
front of them.
Oh, how beautiful.
And
Wow.
yeah. And so my thing is, I put down self-doubt. I walked away from jobs before, packed up, came here on a plane with 4 bags a year ago to do something. And now I'm making $10 an hour. And I want to walk away from that because I have this. So there's something deeper holding me back. But I've done a shift this weekend. My mother, I see it as a symbol of the old self and said goodbye to her. And this morning I had so much joy waking up.
Thank you for sharing that. Fabulous. And so long as there's hesitancy, there's this great, I think it's from Sun Tzu, The Art of War, where he talks about burning the bridges behind the warriors so that they can't cross back. And it's funny how when we are feeling like our back's against the wall in a way, that there really is only one way to go, and that's forward. But so long as there's an out, so long as you've got an exit strategy, you're likely to take the off-ramp, because it's never guaranteed to us, but you're so close. And my intuition says that if you bite that bullet, and again, I'm not advocating that you...
Oh, I'm ready to, because it's not sustaining me, so what's the point?
I think it's really, and what'll happen is then you can pour all of your energy. So long as we've got our energies and our resources going into multiple pockets, only a fraction of that source energy is manifesting for us. But when you can bring it all in, and see me afterwards, because I have somebody that represents artists that you can give a call to. I also know a gallery owner. I'm not going to pick her out just yet, but there's one here, and we'll see if maybe there's a conversation you can have. But it's...
The thing that I experienced last year when I literally discovered this last night, this talent. I never in my life up to that point ever felt so much joy.
full.
It was so
Yeah, and you know it. You know it in your body when you're tapping into that place. And so it's beautiful, and I completely encourage you to share with us. It's the quirky parts that we're meant to share. Share those pieces, and you know when you're on fire. Anybody else?
Yeah, please. One of the things that I've realized, because I've seen so many people, because in finance tends to dictate people's lifestyles as opposed to your life dictating your finances. And I always say, I have all these little isms. I'm going to come up with a glossary of financial terms. It's like a 2x4 will keep cracking you over the head until you finally get the sign to go the other way. And maybe it's taking an inferno to burn that bridge, or sometimes it's huge or small. But you have to come up with some kind of plan. Like, I understand what you're talking about with the money, but I can't tell you how many people that have been like 1 year, 6 months, and the company pulls the whole pension plan. I've seen that happen more times, or they've changed their health insurance and it's a crappy plan. So all what you waited for was never there on the back end. And you can create your own pension plans. You can create your own health insurance plans. I mean, all that stuff you can create as an individual, but it's really just crossing that line. I mean, I think one of the best stories I have to apply that, I had a couple, they both worked, they were both professionals, made great household income, but she really wanted to be an at-home mom. But they had a lifestyle that was at a $220,000 income household. So it took us 3.5 years to transition, but what we did is that as they kept getting pay raises, we just socked them all away so that when they cut the cord, they were able to replace 70% of her income because the pay raises, we just cut their savings off. And then it was a transition like they didn't even miss a beat. And then she wound up having 2 more babies after that. So now she's got 5, and she's an at-home mom, and she's been there for 5 years. So it's what you want to design your life to be, and let that dictate it, because those employers, most of them will not look out for your best interest these days. Corporate America is it's driving the stock price. They forget about the humanity piece behind it. So that 2x4 will keep coming.
I think Julie's point actually has another edge to it, which is we know this much about how Source creates. Our challenge is to be brave and to trust that the vision, I don't think we get a vision about anything before we're meant to get it. And I think once you get it, you've been given permission to pursue it. So it's our responsibility to pull the roadblocks out and to decide, well, what is self-doubt? How can I be denied from sharing this? And if I don't give it my all, how will I ever know? And Julie makes a really great point, which is we can be incredibly creative when we want to. And if you don't know the how up front, it's okay, give it a moment and stay focused on the what. What is it that I'm trying to create? And Julie and Gail and Cheryl are living examples of people who have stepped into that zone and chosen creativity.